Hey guys, it's Stephanie from Wilton. Having good quality bakeware is just as important as having a good recipe, but there's so much out there that it can be confusing and a bit overwhelming. This video today is going to help you understand the most common types of baking pans and what they're used for. The first type of bakeware I'm going to talk about is your traditional. Now this is your standard typical choice. These are your square pans, your round pans, your sheet cake pans. What I have right here is a square pan. Now these typically have high, straight, flat sides and a straight bottom to give you a nice even bake. An important thing to note about traditional pans is that you have a lot of different choices when it comes to coating. Now what I have right here is an aluminum pan. What's great about this is it's so durable, it's gonna last you a really, really long time, but it's not dishwasher safe. You do not wanna put this in your dishwasher. Trust me, I've tried, it does not come out nicely. So you want to make sure you hand wash these so they last you a really, really long time. Now you also have a choice of nonstick coating. Now the nonstick coating will help you with the release of the cake, but you wanna make sure you still use a nonstick spray like Bake Easy to give you a good clean release. Now these are dishwasher safe, yay! So you can put them in your dishwasher, but you also wanna note if you have a dark coating like this, you want to make sure that you either reduce your bake time or your temperature, because the darker the coating, the faster your cake is gonna bake. The next type of pans we're gonna talk about are the novelty pans. Now these are your unique shapes, like this adorable little heart right here. An important thing you want to note about these is you want to make sure that you grease them very well. So either with Bake Easy, or you can flour them or use Wilton's cake release. And that's because they're very unique shapes, so you want to make sure that you get that indentation on your cake. Another thing about these pans is that you may need to adjust your bake time and temperature, so make sure that you pay attention to the instructions included with the pan. My favorite part about these pans is that it makes really creative cakes super easy, so you don't have to deal with carving out the cakes. This is especially helpful with character or licensed pans. A popular type of bakeware is the Cupcake Pan. These make small portions all at once. Typically it makes a dozen. Usually you pair it with baking cups for easy release, which is awesome for identical portions. The next type of pan we're going to talk about is the Springform Pan. Now this is what you'd use for cheesecakes, crumb cakes, torts, any kind of cake you make that you can't turn upside down to release. That is why the pan has a removable bottom. There's an easy clamp on the side that you just unclamp to remove it from the cake. A sheet pan is usually a shallow rectangle with upturned sides, usually about 1 inch deep. It's typically referred to as a jelly roll pan, and you can use parchment paper to help prevent sticking or aid in rolling cakes. This is a fluted tube pan. It has the hole in the center. It's for cakes that you bake upside down and then flip over. It usually has these dome bottoms to make a round cake. The post in the center causes deep cakes to bake faster and more evenly. That's because the center post right here conducts heat. They typically have no corners, and you need to be sure that you grease it well so you get all this detail. This is a tube pan. It's ring-shaped with high sides. It has a removable center. This makes it for easy cake release and easy cleanup. Like the fluted tube, the center post conducts heat to give it a more even bake. Now it's not typically coated with a non-stick material, and this is very intentional. You would usually use this pan to make a dessert like an angel food cake. Now with an angel food cake, you do not want to grease your pan. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, Stephanie, this whole video you've been telling me to grease my pan. I know, this is the one exception to the rule. Angel food cake clings to the side of your pan, and that's how it rises. So you do not want to grease your pan if you're using it for an angel food cake, which you typically use this pan for. And these little feet on the bottom is to help the cake when it cools. The final type of bakeware we're going to talk about is silicone molds. They're super flexible, so it gives you a really easy release once your cake has been cooled. It makes small shaped cakes, doesn't require a liner, and you just need to grease it very lightly. An important thing to remember when you're baking with silicone is that it conducts heat differently than metal. So your treats won't typically brown the same way they do when you're baking with metal. Silicone also comes in a lot of fun colors, so it's easy to customize your bakeware, and it's dishwasher safe. For a guide on how many servings you can get from different types of bakeware, check out the link below. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel to access all of our videos, and in the comments below, tell us what other videos you'd like to see from Wilton. I'm Stephanie, happy baking.